20 years ago today, August 14th, 2003. 50 million people plunged into darkness across the northeast of this country, including New York City, which came to a standstill. Liz Cho and I sharing one chair in the newsroom, the one camera that had emergency juice to it. Sandra, you were part of our coverage too, and sitting there with Tim Fleischer. So many storms and stories that so many people didn't see because there was no power on their televisions, right? Remember? Nina Pineda was one of the more memorable stories in the field, using the power from the Eyewitness News truck to help a child get her asthma treatment. Yeah. An amazing story. Nina is here now to, well, take us back with the video.
Yeah, just think about it. She needed to nebulize this baby, you know, every 4 hours. Imagine the panic.
Oh.
And no power anywhere. Her mom had already gone 2 hours watching her baby wheeze when she ran up to us. And my crew remembered we were in Washington Heights, around 170th Street. We were covering a very mundane car into a storefront story. No injuries, doing interviews, getting ready to go live when it got just so quiet. You know, no noise, no radio, no hum, no music, no refrigerators, no ACs. So we caught up and reminisced what it was like at that moment behind the scenes. The nebulizer that gives Chanel her asthma medication has to be plugged in for her every 4 hours. Desperate, Rosa Rodriguez took to the streets looking for generator power. She found it in our Eyewitness News truck.
The mother coming with the baby was I think, the thing that stuck out in my mind the most.
Photographer Calvin DeMond set them up in the Eyewitness News van.
When she doesn't get a treatment, 9 out of 10, her oxygen level will drop. And if it drops anything within, you know, dangerous range, how am I supposed to know? How do I call EMS?
Because she didn't know what to do. She didn't know who to call.
Right.
There was no way to call her.
We stayed in the neighborhood for about 20 hours that night, sharing the food bodega owners gave away that would spoil without refrigeration. And we let the few people who had cell phones charge them from our generator.
You're heavier, and I'm so much younger. You're skinny now, and I'm old. It was 20 years ago.
You were a baby back then.
Oh my gosh. The baby in that would be 20 years old now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yes, we've been trying to, it'd be nice to reunite. So if anyone recognizes them, tell them to hit me up on social media.
Hit you up, meaning write to you.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Write to us. But you know what was weird is there was no radio even. So I remember a local politician came up to us and said, can you let people know where they can get emergency services? Because you couldn't even plug in. He was walking around with a van in a bullhorn. Yeah. Like, how do you inform people when no one has any power?
And they weren't watching. We were on the air, quote unquote, but of course there weren't TVs on at the time for most of us, so that was kind of strange. We think, we're talking to Nina, but they had the video.
Yep, definitely.
They got on YouTube or something, right?
Exactly.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
New Yorkers stepped up. Honestly, it was not a great night for anybody because we were in the dark and it was hot as heck.
Oh, so hot to walk home, no air conditioners.
And helping folks out.
All the kids came to the van, Lee, because it was so hot they could get a little AC. So the photographers were like, you guys got to get out of the van. We have to, go live here. They wanted to cool off.
Yeah, I understand that.
Here goes that van again.